Mark Levin. Another one away. We need a minstrel up in heaven. I hope he doesn't need a talk show host anytime soon. Okay, the subject's vast because my mind is vast, so we're all over the map. It's not just Democrat, Republican, Republican, Democrat, Cruz versus Trump. No, siree, Bob. WSBA radio in PA, that means Pennsylvania to those of you who don't know what it means. Chris on line 8, what's on your mind tonight, my friend?
Hey, I'm one of your evangelical listeners, and I just wanted to shed a little light on why I'm a listener of your show. I guess main reasons. The first one would be, of all the conservative talk shows I listen to, the only one I can stand to listen to regularly is yours because of your genuine nature. You're not fake. It's clear when you listen to your show that it's not scripted. You speak from your heart, and as a Christian, that's important to me. The way that you talk.
You know what I said in my head to that? Amen, brother. That's what came right out of my head, but I didn't say it because it would sound like. But that's what I'm saying. It's true what you just said. But having said that, what is an evangelical for those people who don't know exactly what that means, Chris? What is an evangelical person?
Basically, to the world, they would call us a Jesus freak. We are just people that are just crazy for Christ. We believe in following God and all the ways that He teaches. We take the Bible literally, even though a lot of people think that's insane today. We're not idiots, despite what a lot of people think.
Right. In other words, you're the antithesis to Bernie Sanders types, the Larry David types, the Woody Allen types.
Yeah.
In other words, I hear by your laugh, you know what I'm saying. You're the opposite of what Katzenberg, Ratzenberg, and Weinstein would think.
Absolutely. And one other thing I just wanted to say to you, too, is I have a son with autism. He's 12 years old, and one of the things that first hooked me in was years ago with that controversy where all these people in the autism community who were attacking you, which was completely ridiculous with when you made the comment that, listen, a lot of these kids are just brats. And my wife and I, who have an actual autistic son, somebody who he'll never be independent. We have to bathe him. We have to wipe him. He's 12 years old. Somebody who actually has an autistic son. That is, your voice could have been my voice.
And I had a handicapped brother. Nobody has more compassion for the truly injured or born with deficits than me. I am talking about, or was talking about, again, misinterpreted by those who are using the genuinely injured people for personal gain, and it's unfortunately all too frequent in this society with many disorders. There are many fakers out there. That's what I was talking about, Chris. It's the same as being banned in Britain for things I didn't even say. And I thank you for being a great listener to the show. What's this? Internet. Kevin, line 7, what's on your mind? Go ahead, please.
Thank you so much, Dr. Savage, for taking my call. One thing you said years ago stuck with me, and I was talking with my mom about this morning, and she got such a kick out of it. You brought up the point, time and gravity. Those are two things you cannot defy. And I find that just
yeah, all you got to do is look at Hillary Clinton and see it's true.
True. Oh, true.
She didn't always look like a bowling pin.
Yeah, that evolution made it. It came around.
Yeah, look who's talking. I was once slim and handsome. Look what happened to me with time. It happens to all of us.
You're so right. I just find it funny because no matter how these people project themselves as a super person, you know what? One day they're going to find themselves in the ground or in the air being burned up or whatever,
Oh, stop it. Oh, don't listen. It's not they're going to find themselves there, but there's no, the longer you live, it's like a slow death. It's a slow torture. It's like you're watching yourself decay. Things falling off. It's like an old Buick with parts falling off. The difference is that with an old Buick, you can go buy the parts and have them re-chromed. With a body, I don't think you can do that right now.
I don't know. You know, depends on what they do with science.
Maybe in time, I mean, you can get everything replaced. You know, a bionic this, a bionic that, replace this, or replace that. All right, thank you. Time and gravity certainly affects all of us. No one is immune. That's the beauty of it. Or another one, the way of all flesh. That's a great one. What else do you want to talk about? KKAT Radio. Scott, what's on your mind? Go ahead, please. You are on the Savage Nation.
Well, thank you, sir. You know, the topic coming up of who your core listenership is and evangelicals and whatnot. I've been thinking a long time about who are the people that listen to your show as well. And I hate labels. I mean, these evangelical, it doesn't quite describe what we really are. Yes, we love Jesus. Yes, we know God exists and all that. But I think the core people that listen to your show, for lack of a better label, would be the free thinkers or the truth.
Yeah, I agree with you. Each talk show host attracts a certain core audience, and then there's an overlap between all of us. There's no question about it. Through the entire day part of so-called conservative talk, there's an overlap between all shows. But each of us gets our own specific audience, right? And I would say I attract the largest number of free thinkers for an obvious reason, because more or less that's who I am.
Yeah, it's not just, there's another thing about your audience that you'll notice when we get into people discussing politically or arguments at the coffee table or whatever. A lot of us are hesitant to refer or to admit that we even listen to you because somebody else is going to blame us for stealing your ideas. But a lot of them were ideas from the beginning, from when we were little kids. But I actually tell people about you all the time. I gave my book to your brother, to my brother, and he's starting to come off the. He's starting to.
Well, I hope more and more people start to see the light before November. I'm sending you a free copy of Government Zero so you can replace it in your library. 855-400-7282, KBET Radio. Bill, you're in Las Vegas, aren't you? What's on your mind, Bill?
Hi, Mike. I'm thinking about animals and the fact that I don't believe they're conscious of their consciousness. That is, they don't have souls as we do, and they don't have need for that. They're unspiritual.
No, wait, you just said something that I've never read before. I love what you just said. I said the dogs go to heaven, right? And you said that you don't think they need to go to heaven because they have no souls, and you defined the soul as being conscious of your consciousness. Isn't that what you just said?
Well, it's part of it, yeah, but we have a forward-looking sense of inspiration and insight into motion, Godward, and the awareness of the motion, that we are ascending to a level of increasing divinity. But animals, they know only the past and live in the present. And, we are indwelt with the Spirit and have the power of the insight. And
it's a very, very interesting question. It's going to open up a lot of defensive calls by animal lovers who are going to argue and say that there's no question that they have a soul. I don't know the answer to it, obviously, Bill. I can't define what a soul is. I know this. And I've written this I wrote this when I was 18 years old in a journal of mine. I said, I was in a laboratory, a biolaboratory, and I said I was less interested in the anatomy of the animal I was dissecting than in the glint in the animal's eye while it was alive. And I said that then, and I mean it now. I'm more interested in the spirit than I am in the anatomy of a person, you know?
Yes. Well, they serve a different function, I think, in the universe than what we are about as human beings.
So what does a pet like a dog who is so loyal to us that we say they're more loyal than human beings, which we know to be true, and we love them and they give us love and they're with us, that when we're sad, they're sad. When we're happy, you can see their faces change. They're happy. They're little mimics. They're reflections of us. What is their role in the world?
Well, I guess that loyalty is bred of the fact that, like I say, they're just the present and they know the past, but they are just committed to knowing just what we're going to do next.
But how do you explain stories that we read of elephants, for example, that do know the past and seem to know the future, with elephant burial grounds, with protecting the herd, with fighting to protect their young? You see that in a bear, for God's sakes. You'll see it in a humble ant. That you could say it's pure instinct, couldn't you, and just say it has nothing to do with their knowledge. I'm not so sure that I agree with that. I don't know how God designed this whole structure and where the animal actually fits in the structure. I don't truly understand what it's all about. I know that the dog descends from the wolf. I know the wolf was a hunter. I know that the domesticated dog is a descendant of the wolf, and that the original use of the dog was to guard man and hunt for man. I mean, that's a given. Then we have all these foo-foo little pets like my dog Teddy, who still retains a little bit of the wolf in himself, by the way. He has all of the instincts of the old wolf that's inside his DNA. But I don't know what his purpose is on Earth. All I know is he's the greatest animal I've ever had.
I'm sure they have the spirit of intuition as well, but not the spirit of worship and wisdom.
Well, they worship us.
Well, sure, but I'm saying...
I don't mean to argue with you. No, they don't know of a higher power beyond their master, that's for sure. So to a dog, the master is a demigod. You know, that's what we are. Anyway, there's a very thoughtful question, Bill, and it's a very important one for me right now, which I don't think I can pursue at this time because it's almost a quarter to the hour here, and everywhere else in the world for that matter. If you want to call on any topic other than the dog topic, the Trump, the Cruz, the Palin, which I oppose, her coming out from, I think, is a mistake. I said that earlier. He needed that like a hole in the head. I support him 100%. For her to endorse him right now, I don't quite get it. Is she that popular? Is she still that popular? Sarah Palin, former Alaska governor, and 2000 who became a Tea Party sensation in favor of grassroots conservatives, will endorse Donald Trump in Iowa, which she did. Now, why does that matter? It says her support is the highest profile backing for a Republican contender so far? I don't believe that's true. I have supported Donald Trump for a long time. I would argue my audience is bigger than Sarah Palin's. The numbers indicate they're bigger. Her following on a reality show is not an indication that she has an audience. I don't quite understand what they're thinking, and I truly believe this was a mistake. This is, again, the Beltway talking. This is, again, a result of inside advisors ruining another great campaign, and they did it to Romney, and I'm terrified. If I could speak to Donald Trump, I would tell him to get rid of his campaign advisors right now. They're taking him down the wrong road.
Join the Savage Nation. Call now, 855-400-SAVAGE, 855-400-7282. Savage.
The Savage Nation.